What are the odds of winning in Final Fantasy Standard by hitting someone for 10,000 damage with a single attack? That's what we're going to find out today. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron and it's time for another edition in our first Final Fantasy edition of Against the Odds. And this week, we're heading to our new standard format to see what the odds are of winning by getting in a single unblocked attack with a Jumbo Cactuar. So let's talk about our Jumbo Cactuar deck, what it's trying to do, jump into some games, see the deck in action. So we are built around the new Final Fantasy rare Jumbo Cactuar, a 7-mana 1/7 plant that says when it attacks, it gets plus 9999 plus 0. So essentially, when Jumbo Cactuar attacks, it becomes a 10,007, which means this is one of the few creatures in Magic's history that will pretty much always kill your opponent with just a single attack. The challenge at Cactuar is really fourfold, I would say. First, you gotta find the Cactuar. Second, it's 7 mana, so you gotta get enough mana to actually cast the Cactuar. Then Cactuar doesn't have any evasion, so we need a way to get past our opponent's blockers. And lastly, it really likes having haste, so we don't have to play and have it sit out on the battlefield and be susceptible to all of our opponent's sorcery speed removal. So that's really what we're looking for with our Jumbo Cactuar deck. So how are we pulling this off? So first off, we got a ton of ramp that can get us to 7 mana to get down Jumbo Cactuar. Llanowar Elves ramps us into Lumbering World Wagon. Analyze the Pollen and Archery's Charm, they're kind of interesting in the deck. So Analyze the Pollen doesn't technically ramp, but for 1 mana it gets a basic land. But we can also collect Evidence 8 to tutor up a creature, so it's a way we can find Cactuar and make sure we hit our land drops. Archery's Charm, kind of the same. It can be removal, it can be a ram spell, or it can tutor a creature to our hand. So if we don't have our Cactuar, it can find our Cactuar. If we have our Cactuar, we can use it to ramp into the Cactuar. But really, these cards are mostly for finding Cactuar and also making sure we have enough mana to cast the Cactuar. So let's say we actually get the mana, we get the Cactuar. Next up, we have some haste cards. So Enduring Courage, when a creature enters, it just gives a haste until end of turn. So it's a way we can swing with our Cactuar right away. Same with the Fire Crystal. Fire Crystal just gives all of our creatures haste. I guess technically we could even make more Cactuars with it for 6 mana. So these just let us attack with our Cactuar the turn we play it, so we don't have to let it sit out, let our opponent find their removal spells. Finally, we have ways to make Jumbo Cactuar unblockable. So we have a few different plans for this. Hazoret the Godseeker is in our deck specifically because for 1 mana, we can tap it and make target creature with power 2 or less unblockable for the turn. So the idea is we get the hasty Cactuar, we have down the Hazoret. Even if Hazoret can't attack or block because we haven't got to max speed yet, we can still activate it, make it so our opponent can't block Cactuar to make sure we get in that hit and win the game. Escape Tunnel, basically a Valving Wilds that can also make a creature power 2 or less unblockable. And then we have Amonkhet Raceway, Morganda Raceway. These work with our Start the Engines plan. So if we get down Hazoret, get one of these lands down early, maybe chip in for some random damage with, I don't know, our Lumbering World Wagon, our Llanowar Elves, our early game creatures, and get up to max speed, then Amonkhet Raceway, another way that we can just give Cactuar haste, and Morganda Raceway just ramps us into our Cactuar by turning into an Ancient Tomb, essentially. We also have one extra plan, and I don't know how realistic this is, but we got a couple of Voldiran Thrill Seekers, so if we can't make our Cactuar unblockable, in theory we can use Thrill Seeker to back it up, and then we can sack the creature it backs up to deal damage to any target equal to its power. So we can have a Cactuar, play a Thrill Seeker, back it up, go to combat attack, it'll get up to 10,000 power, then for 1 mana we just sack it and throw it at our opponent's face, win the game directly. The only challenge I see with this plan is it either requires having Cactuar sit out on the battlefield, which is kind of tricky in and of itself, or we need to get up to 11 mana, which is actually way more than 7. It doesn't sound like that much more than 7, but the difference between getting to 7 and getting to 11 is actually really, really big in Magic. But it is pretty sweet that we got a way to win with Cactuar, even if we can't make it unblockable. As far as the mana base, we pretty much talked about the cool lands, the Raceways, the Escape Tunnel for unblockable, otherwise a bunch of mana fixing, and that is our Jumbo Cactuar deck for Final Fantasy Standard. So let's jump into some games and see if it's actually possible to win with Jumbo Cactuar in Standard. Can we get in that attack for 10,000? Let's find out. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you all enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit for the wrap-up. Need some Magic cards? Well, you can snag them from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Want to help out the channel? Well, you can snag these super sweet new dice, playmats tokens, and more over at mtggoldfishmerch.com. against odds time. We are seeing if it's possible to actually kill someone in standard with Jumbo Cactuar, and this hand technically doesn't have a Cactuar, although we could get one with Archer with Charm if we need to. Thankfully, we have Ramp and we have Haste. Really, we need 4 pieces, I think, to win with a Cactuar. We need Ramp to get the Cactuar down. Well, first we need to find the Cactuar. We need to ramp into the Cactuar. We really want to give it Haste. I guess that's not 100% necessary, but it really helps. And then we want to make it unblockable. So if we can do those 4 things, Jumbo Cactuar, gonna get you. I think we're just gonna ramp here. We could Archer with Charm, fight down the Elf, but I think we hopefully want to spend that to get a Cactuar if we don't draw one. Like, next turn we can get down Enduring Courage. So then we have Haste when we find our Cactuar. And then we can hopefully tutor up the Cactuar. And then we don't have Unblockable at the moment, which is potentially an issue. Do we care about increasing our speed? Yeah, let's go for it. Let's play Amonkhet Raceway, get down Enduring Courage, and now we can crew up the World Wagon, keep on ramping, and get our speed up a little bit. So speed goes up to 2, get another land. So we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, tap land 7. I mean, so we basically have the mana. In theory, 2 turns from now, we could win with the Cactuar. Okay, Terra. Sure. Oh, opponent mills some cards, including some Cactuars. Unimpends. We want to tutor on our opponent's end step so they don't know that we have a Cactuar. Let's play Commercial District. Oh, all right. Well, we will just leave that Cactuar on top. Awkwardly, that means we're not going to attack with our Lumbering World Wagon. It does mean we could fight something, but I don't know if we want to. I think what we want to do is we want our opponent to be like, I'm going to flip my Terra, because flipping their Terra means they got to tap the Elf too. And then we could kill the Terra with Archer with Charm. And then the coast is clear for this Cactuar. Oh my god, they're going to do it. Opponent, going to flip the Terra. In response, Archer with Charm, kill the Terra. Opponent, you shouldn't have tapped all your creatures, opponent. You shouldn't have tapped them. The Cactuar is coming, and okay, maybe it is possible to win in Standard with Jumbo Cactuar. Well, there's a Cactuar. Haste up the cactus, and hit you for 1,000, 10,000. All right. Well, maybe this won't be as hard as I thought. I thought this was going to be very difficult, but yeah, if our opponents just tap out, easy mode. Sweet. Ooh. Okay, this hand looks pretty good. We have Ramp. We have Hazard for Unblockable. We even have a Fling. I don't know how possible it is to fling a Cactuar. I feel like flinging Cactuar is hard mode because you have to like play it and you got to attack with it, or you need like 10, 11 mana to also play the Voldaren Thrill Seeker. Well, get on Llanowar Elves. Let's just play the untap land and keep on. Actually, we can Hazoret increase our speed. Yeah, let's actually do that. Getting to max speed is actually really helpful because then it turns on our Raceways as a way to give Cactuar haste. So speed up to 2, get down the Hazoret. Hazoret also is in the deck specifically because it makes Cactuar unblockable. So we're gonna do enchantment shenanigans probably. Play the Thrill Seeker, back up Llanowar. I think this works. I think this is gonna let us get to max speed. So back up the Llanowar. Get in with the Llanowar. I expect our opponent's not gonna block. All right, opponent takes it down to 60. Okay, this is good. This is good. So we can get to max speed for sure. We have the Hazoret. This might be working. Opponent discards a Summon Fenrir. Gonna reanimate the Summon Fenrir. Do a little ramping, sure. And do a little looting. Yup. Ooh. All right, Summon Knights of the Round. That's a little scary. So I imagine our opponent's playing Yuna and trying to reanimate it. So we can play World Wagon. Play the tap land. Ooh, okay. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we actually want the Raceway. It's gonna be an Ancient Tomb because we're gonna be at max speed. And I think we need every bit of mana for next turn to actually, I think we can win next turn with the Cactuar. An unblockable hasty surprise Cactuar. Get in, hit ya, speed to the max. So our opponent, if they have Yuna. They can reanimate summon Knights of the Round, make a bunch of bodies. With this setup, this is like the full combo setup. We got haste, we have unblockable, we got the Cactuar, we have a ridiculous amount of mana. This is like, what, turn 5 Cactuar kill, maybe? Fountain plays the land. Yeah, I think if our opponent just does the reanimation thing, which I imagine is the whole point of their deck, I think we just win through it. I mean, if they kill the Hazoret or exile the Hazoret, that would make things tougher, because then we won't have unblockable. Oh, all right, opponent. Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Wait, so we have this, right? Do we actually have enough mana? I think we have enough mana. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, wait. We have to tap that over one short. We gotta wait one more turn. I forgot we gotta tap this for haste too, so we need 9. We need 1 to activate the Hazoret, 1 to activate the Raceway. So I guess we just crew. Hazoret's also a good crewer. Get our last basic. Okay, so next turn. So you might be thinking, well, why not just run it out and attack, right? Run it out, you can, get in some damage, or you can have it for next turn, but it just opens it up to removal. I think we really want the Cactuar kill to be by surprise, so our opponent doesn't have the ability to interact with it. Although, now that we see up the Beanstalk, right, there's a Yuna. All right, Summon Knights of the Round coming. Now that we've seen up the Beanstalk, it is possible that they have Leyline Binding. If they have Leyline Binding, we kind of die. They kill our Cactuar and we lose, because this Summon Knights of the Round is going to win the game in like 3 turns. Like, it's just going to overwhelm us with value. We don't have a way to stop it. Found it. End step. Una, getting back. Summon Knights of the Round. Gonna make a bunch of bodies. Oh, all right. But it's Cactuar time. So let's see if we can tap properly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Jumbo Cactuar. Our Raceway plan's actually... Our Raceway has her at max speed plan. It's a max speed cactus. All right, max speed. I'm gonna get Raceway. Hazoret. Creature power 2 or less unblockable, and show us that Leyline Binding, or accept 10,000 to the face. Do you got it? The answer is no, and all right, casual 10,000 spot. Wait, is Cactuar actually good? Watch this card actually be good. It reads like a meme, but we've never had a creature in Magic before. Well, that's not exactly true. Phage kinda does it. There's not many creatures in Magic that are just a guaranteed one-shot kill. That's what makes Cactuar unique. It's been a long time since we have something like this in Standard, and maybe it's not that hard. Oh no, it's Crim. Crimothy. All right. Well, expect our stuff to die a lot. This hand's pretty good. Oh, Crim's playing equipment, I see. I see. Well, let's play Llanowar Elves. I know Crim was hyped about Cloud. He's been talking about Cloud for weeks, so I imagine, do you got the Cloud, Crim? Show us the Cloud. Let's see what you tutor up. As long as it's not Corey Steel. If you tutor up Corey Steelcutter, Crim, I'm telling you. Where's my everybody, oh, everybody grab a leg's gone. Huh, I lost my emote. Crim, trying to figure out, goes with, oh, okay, that's actually kind of busted. The Ether Spark. Yeah, that's gonna get a whole heap of loyalty. Huh. Awkwardly, we don't have more ramp. I guess we just play the Hazoret. Start getting some speed. Get it with the Llanowar. We will give up a mana if you give up your all right. Cloud's sticking around. Well, now I'm a little scared. So then play the Ether Spark, put it on Cloud, and then it gets double what this Ether Spark's gonna pop off. Yep. On the Cloud, gets in. Double, trouble, triggers with Cloud, up to 11 loyalty. So can make 10 mana next turn. My God. Okay, that's not great for us. That's not the best. Well, we do want to get in so we can get to max speed. This draw is so slow. Yeah. Let's play the Escape Tunnel. By the time we get to Cactuar, if we do somehow, which with this Ether Spark, I'm a little skeptical that we're gonna get there. But if we do, we're gonna have max speed, I think, at that point. So we should be able to make it unblockable with Hazoret. I mean, there is a world where we like Fire Crystal for haste. I just don't think this Ether Spark, we're at 16, but the Ether Spark has 11 counters on it. I feel like that's gonna be bad for us. I feel, at least it's not as cutter. I will accept losing to Ether Spark. It'd be cool if Ether Spark was playable. Maybe Ether Spark wasn't bad. It was just waiting for Final Fantasy to actually have a shot. Because boy, did it feel bad before Final Fantasy. But Cloud seems to make stuff like that better. The double triggering's kind of kind of insane. Gonna draw 2 cards with the Ether Spark. Sure. Opponent. Zac Fair, sure. I don't know how good these 1-drops actually are. Like Zac Fair and the mana, oh, Sheltered by Ghosts. Well, so much for the Hazoret plan. Okay, this is getting worse. Now Cloud has Lifelink. Ether Spark gonna gain an unholy amount of loyalty here. up to 14. Oh, Witchstalker's Frenzy. Oh, that would have been so good last turn. Now Cloud is Ward. We can't pay the Ward and kill it. Oh, so we need more mana. I guess there's a world where, like, if we pass and they swing with multiple creatures, then we can Frenzy the Cloud. I think that's our only realistic shot. This Cloud's got to go. Even then, the 10 mana from or 2 cards, whatever they do with the Ether Spark that's a problem. Make 10 manas. Good lord. All right, that's pretty good. Sword of Once in Future. Not looking great here with no spells in the graveyard, but okay. It does add protection and buffs. Can still... Ah, man, this isn't going to work, is it? We're going to try to Witchstalker Frenzy. They got the Zac Fair, though. I feel like all this is actually just for nothing. Yeah, I think Cactuar might be a little too slow here. Well, Krim. Gonna get it. I mean, we're going to make him have it. We're going to make him do it, but I think this is not going to work. Well, Witchstalker's Frenzy. We have the Ward to pay... the mana to pay the Ward. Oh. Oh. Just kidding. Oh. Oh, I didn't realize that. Everything on Cloud double triggers. Interesting. I thought equipment on Cloud double triggered. But anything on Cloud double triggers as long as it's equipped. So oh, that's actually kind of insane. Shelter by Ghost on Cloud, if you can get it equipped, is actually kind of makes Cloud unkillable. That actually makes me a lot higher on Cloud. I was thinking it was just the equipment, but if you can Panharmonic on everything... We lost to Krim. Hooray. You got us. Trying to recover from that brutal Krim beatdown with Cloud. Maybe Cloud's good. It looked good with Shelter by Ghost for sure. The protection sweep. This hand seems fine. Ooh, there's Hazoret too. Okay. I mean, we have the full combo, except we don't have a Cactuar. We gotta find the Cactuar. Up against some sort of Grixis deck? Probably some Kefka-esque shenanigans. Opponent. What are we doing, opponent? Bitter Triumph. Ooh, discarding a... Wow, okay. Arden and Sin in the graveyard. I don't know what our opponent's up to. Well, yeah, let's just get a land, actually. If we get the land here, and make sure we have enough mana to impend the Overlord next turn, even if we don't draw land for our turn. Ooh, opponent misses a land drop. Okay, that might make life slightly easier. I'm very worried. They're obviously trying to reanimate stuff. Like, just based on the... Okay, Picklock Prankster. Gonna mill some cards. Ill-timed Explosion and Coiling Rebirth. Gets the Ill-timed Explosion. Well, we get another land. We're getting there. We're getting there. Also, we might be able to find the Cactuar with the Analyze the Pollen if we get enough mana value. Yeah, I mean, I guess we just run out and Enduring Courage. Get our haste online. Another Picklock Prankster for our opponent. Ooh, God, the mana value of our opponent's deck. They got a Clive, they got a Arden, they got a Summon Bahamut. This is the most expensive deck I've ever seen. The bad news is, if they actually find a reanimation spell, we're kinda out of luck. Thankfully, they couldn't take the Coiling Rebirth, or we'd already be. But look at this. Oh, look at this graveyard. Ill-timed Explosion. This is fine. I don't even know if our opponent wants to discard here. This might be 4 mana Divination. Like, there's not really, unless they have stuff, yeah, opponent just draws 2. Unless they had stuff they wanted to discard, there's not much point in killing the Enduring Courage because we still have the haste. Well, let's play the Hazoret. Get our speed going. We need our opponent to play something we can Witchstalker's Frenzy. We might actually play this Thrill Seeker and sack it. Man, we're actually kind of close to winning. If we Thrill Seeker on the Courage, we hit for 5, sack for 10, and then we hit for 3, 6 with the Thrill Seeker. Almost. Maybe we should have just hit our opponent to 4 there and just forgot about the Cactuar. But getting our opponent to 4, like, we still don't win if they just reanimate. Kiora. Okay, that's That's nice. That's nice, because this means we get to get the Witchstalker's Frenzy in the graveyard. We do need one more mana. Well, kind of two if we want to use Hazoret. But let's Witchstalker's Frenzy. Get rid of that Kiora. Ooh, Escape Tunnel. Okay. So do we just show our opponent that it's coming? Do we have enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, we're 1 point of damage short from just winning with this Thrill Seeker. We can hit our opponent to literally to 1 if we back up the Courage. Hit for 5, sack it for 5. Thrill Seeker hits for 3, sack it for 3. But I think we just keep the Courage. Yeah, I mean, since we can't win, there's no point in putting our opponent to 1. Let's hit you to 9. Sack the Thrill Seeker, put you to 4. But really, we just want it in the graveyard so we can collect enough evidence to get a Cactuar. Unfortunately, we got to do it now, so our opponent's going to know that it's coming. But, I mean, we need the mana. Play the Escape Tunnel, and yeah, unimpend, get our Overlord best turn. We actually have a question here. Do we sack the Escape Tunnel? If we draw an untap land, Escape Tunnel just lets us win. Opponent, another ill-timed explosion. Well, we might have got a little lucky on this one. Our opponent had some juicy reanimation targets in the graveyard. If they had actually hit a reanimation spell, I think we were done for. But yeah, our opponent, technically a Cactuar win. We don't see the Cactuar hit, but I think our opponent's goop because they know the Cactuar was coming and they don't have a way to block it. So Cactuar, still getting it done. Well, we'll keep this. A little bit clunky with 2 escape tunnels, but technically we get to Llanowar into an Overlord. Well, let's crack the escape tunnel. Grab us a forest for our Llanowar. I'll play the Llanowar. And play the escape tunnel, go. Yeah, kind of clunky mana, but I like the Overlord. The Overlord's good. Hopefully this elf doesn't die. Charming Prince. So gotta be some sort of blink deck, I guess, if you're playing Charming Prince. Let's grab a mountain. Now, opponent gonna do a little scrying with the Charming Prince. So what is our opponent? Like an Alish Norn deck? Well, another land is actually kind of fine. Do we just Overlord, Impend? We could also Enduring Courage, and if we draw another untap land, we can, like, double Overlord next turn, which is kind of sweet. I think I like that. We're not under a ton of pressure here. This is definitely the highest upside line, because now if we draw an untap land, we can full price Overlord, get it everywhere. Attack with Overlord, get another everywhere. Well, all right. Or maybe a Parting Gust will turn our Enduring Courage into a fish. I guess we're impending an Overlord after all. The Archdruid's Charm can get us a land, but we probably want it to get a Cactuar. Now, let's see what our opponent has going on over there. And Kranka. Oh, is this a... Are we getting land destructed? Is this a land destruction deck? All right, Kranko's Buzzsaw blows up a land. This actually might be a problem. Man, those 2 escape tunnels are really punishing. We have 4 basics in the deck. Unfortunately, we had to fetch out 2 of them. We had to fetch out 2 of them with those escape tunnels. Well, let's play the Hazoret. Play the Copperline George. I think we just gotta pass. I'm worried about the blink effects. Like, we don't have enough lands to just survive this Krenko Buzzcatcher being blinked a bunch of times. So I think we need to leave up the Archdruid's Charm. We might actually have to use it as a fight spell, I guess, with the Hazoret. Hazoret, it's kind of funny. Like, it takes a while to turn into a creature. All right. Magmatic Hellkite. Basically a better version of Buzzcrusher. I mean, I guess we floated green. Get our last basic. Okay, that's the scary part, is now we're out of basics, so all this becomes real land destruction. I think we gotta fight down the Buzzcrusher. The other problem we have here is we will just lose to 8 power flyers, which that is our secondary problem. Our lands dying is one thing. Our face dying is what these dragons about to do. Well, Witchstalker's Frenzy is not bad. Let's make the fish unblockable. We do kind of want to get to max speed to turn on this Hazoret. Get rid of the Hellkite. Hit you for 1. How do you like us now, Malone? We have turned into a fish deck. We are no longer a Cactuar deck. We're a fish deck. So I imagine our opponent's deck's just like... Oh my god, they've run so many friggin' Buzzcrushers. Well, that's a real one. Yeah, we do not have a land to find. You know what's going to be tricky? casting the Cactuar we just drew against... Man, we actually kind of have the setup too. I guess we don't have haste, but we're close to max speed. We can back up the Hazoret and kill the Buzz Crusher. That feels bad. We do have another Hazoret that we can play next turn. I guess we can also just pass, get our Overlord. I mean, maybe the Overlord can make some lands. I guess right now, at least, we got no... Girlfriend Cerebus. Was not expecting to see many Girlfriend Cerebuses. All right, so now we have to kill the Girlfriend Cerebus because I'm scared of what double spells means. I found it. I'm gonna get in with the flyer. Yeah, so now I think, oh, Enduring Courage. The problem is we're still 2 mana away from the Cactuar, which happens to be about the number of lands that our opponent's blown up. Like, if it wasn't for this land destruction, I think we'd have a Cactuar. Well, get in. Make it everywhere. Make the fish unblockable. You gonna block? Sure. Well, I mean, we are going to... Thrill Seeker. I think we have to kill the Girlfriend Cerebus. I'm just scared of what the double spell will be. I know they only have 3 cards in hand, but the unknown has me a little bit worried. So spend the Thrill Seeker, kill the Cerebus. I mean, if we draw an untap land, we're at max speed. We don't have haste, though. Temporary lockdown. Okay. Oh, now we're 2 mana away again. That was basically land destruction since we killed our Llanowar Elf. Molten. Oh my god, Molten Duplication on the Buzz Crusher. Well, I gotta say, if you gotta lose in land destruction, it would be sweet if there was an actual land destruction deck in Standard. Likely, probably not, but would it be sweet? Yes, it would. Well, let's play the Surveillant. Oh, play the Hazoret. Get in, hit ya, making everywhere. I mean, opponents down to 6 if they don't have another. Oh, Siege Breaker. That's basically another Molten Duplication. Well, all right. We lost to land destruction. Kind of brutal casting a 7-drop when your opponent's pulling up all your lands, but opponent's deck looks sweet. We might have to build some land destruction. We can get green mana with the Escape Tunnel. Raceway to get our speed started. We got some ramp, we got haste. It would be cool to get a Thrill Seeker kill. So when I initially built this deck, I didn't have any flings in it, but I know people are hyped about the possibility of flinging a Cactuar. So I added the Thrill Seeker. It seems like hard mode, oddly though. Like, it feels like Thrill Seeker is actually more convoluted because you need so much mana, right? You need you gotta play the Cactuar and either have it survive a turn, which is tough, and then play the Thrill Seeker, or you need to get up to 11 mana, which 11's a lot more than 7. It might not sound like it, but it is a lot more. Opponent, Aloe Alchemist, little plotty pump spell 2-drop. Well, let's get on lumbering, do a little ramping, World Wagon for, I guess, Forest, and go. I mean, our ramp plan's working well. Next turn we can Overlord into Crew, get our last basic. Audacity, sure. And opponent. So opponents, I don't know what our opponent's doing. Got some auras, got some equipment, Lava Spur boots. I mean, we are taking 6 down to 14. Ooh, there's a Cactuar though. Well, Overlord of the Haunt Woods. Make it everywhere. And I mean, technically we're up to 7 mana. So we could just play a Cactuar, Dexter. We could just play a Cactuar on turn 4. Our ramping is paying off. We could also wait, play Enduring Courage first, and then Hasty Cactuar the next turn. We could also just play and crew this vehicle and attack for potential lethal if our opponent's tapped out. Lumbering World Wagon can get in some damage once it gets going. It's kinda very good. Now I wish we had more basics though. Found it, passes. Well, I mean, we're definitely gonna play the Copperline George. Do we play? Yeah, we're gonna. I think we just set up haste for next turn. I mean, running out Cactuar this turn is almost the same as playing Enduring Courage, right? And then running it out next turn. It can't attack until next turn either way. The only downside, I guess, of this line that I see is, well, there's two. So one is if we play the Cactus this turn and it lives, then the Thrill Seeker kill would be on mine, which would get around the fact that our opponent could chump block. The other downside is if they kill the Enduring Courage, then we have to wait a whole nother turn to attack with Cactuar. Wow, opponent's gonna trade it off. All right, opponent, gonna block. I mean, I guess it feels good to trade your 2-drop for a 5-drop. But it also feels good to just have our opponent not have anything on the battlefield. I mean, if our opponent's got no blockers, this Cactuar will just win the game. Opponent, and they have haste. Haywire Might, eh? Thankfully, only gets if they sack this, they die. Oh, opponent, you need that. All right, opponent. Main faces the Haywire Might, taking down the Lumbering World Wagon. Well, bad news, opponent. We got a Jumbo Cactuar, and it is coming for your face. GG to you, and yeah, all right. Negative 999 something. Yeah, that was pretty sweet. I mean, it needs another land for the Lumbering World Wagon, but I mean, it's got haste. It's got a little removal. I think we're going to try. This hand's not great, but I think, oh no. Are we getting, oh boy, Storm Chaser's talent. Are we getting Corey Steel Cuttered? Early access Steel Cutter. People are so fun. When people show me their brews that are like, Corey Steel Cutters, 4 Monstrous Rages, I kind of roll my eyes like, I don't know if that's actually a brew. That sounds like the best deck in Standard with a couple of pet cards. But, cool. I mean, I'm not the arbiter of what counts as a brew or not, so let's get down a Lumbering World Wagon. Get our amp on. Drawing the Cactuar is actually pretty nice. That means there's hope. So opponent, Artist Talent. So this might actually not just be the Is It Prowess deck. This might be some sort of like, Is It Control deck? It could be VV. People like the idea of VV. Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Gonna trigger the Otter, trigger the Artist Talent. Ooh, discard the VV. Okay. That is actually kind of spicy. So now they can Soul Cauldron the VV. Yeah, this synergy is kind of scary. So now their Otter can make 3 mana, which kind of makes this whole process free. Like, they actually netted mana by playing the Soul Cauldron. Found it. Some manas. And level up the Artist now and get a discount on their spells. I mean, the only good news is they don't have that many creatures, so if we Witchstalker's Frenzy, they can turn basically any creature into a VV, which is very frightening. I'm still not sure how good VV is. Definitely spicy if you can get it under a Cauldron, no doubt about that. I've seen some people trying it in like the Is It Prowess deck, and it seems hit or miss. It's like you spend your turn 3 playing VV. If it sticks, you probably win the game. But if your opponent just kills it, you kind of somewhat lose the game, I think, in some scenarios because of the like huge tempo loss when you could have just like played a Cutter on a 1-mana spell and made a Hasty Threat and smashed for a bunch of damage. Instead, you like took your turn to play a 0-3. Well, let's get down this Thrill Seeker. We're gonna back up. We mostly just want to get enough power to turn on this World Wagon because we would like to ramp into the Jumbo Cactuar. We could just Witchstalker's Frenzy instead of doing all this, but they only have 3 cards in hand. We can still kill the Otter with our Volberan Thrill Seeker. This does mean the Fling plan is off the table. But this is kind of the best of both worlds where we get to deal with the creature for now. The only downside of doing it this way is we did put a creature in the graveyard, which means if our opponent can make another creature, it gives them something to eat with the Soul Cauldron to put a counter on the creature to do the VV stuff. Ugh. All right, so Storm Chaser's talent. Opponent does find another creature. All right, well, VV's back. Nibble Helm of Flame, eh? I mean, they're down to 2 cards in hand. How bad can it actually be? How bad can it actually be? They can make another VV. They do actually. VV and Thrill Seeker's ability in a Prowess deck is kind of scary. They might be able to just kill us by flinging, actually, with a Thrill Seeker under the Soul Cauldron. We do not have a way to kill the Soul Cauldron, so our only plan is to keep trying to kill the creatures. Found it. Sleight of hand. Loots with Artist Talent. Finds something. More importantly, for our opponent, grows the Otter to make even... Oh, another Storm Chaser's Talent. Alright, sure. Now they can make 4 mana with the Otter. I will say VV's ability is absolutely absurd. Like, when it works, it feels like a broken card. Like, the fact that they're just doing what they want to do anyway and essentially doubling their mana is just... It's ridiculous. Found it. Gonna level up Storm Chaser's talent to get a cantrip, a Sleight of Hand. Sure, opponent passes. I really want to be like playing Enduring Courages and setting up for a kill. This uses all of our red mana. The other option is trying to Witch Talker Frenzy, but Witch Talker Frenzy is so expensive here. If we could kill both tokens, I'd be more interested. But instead, let's just keep doing what we do. Play Enduring Courage, get in, crew up with the World Wagon, get another land, our last land. I mean, this does get us up to an amount of mana where if our opponent just doesn't have any blockers, we win the game next turn. I don't know if that'll actually happen. That is another question, but in theory, we got the mana, we got the haste. We don't have unblockable, unfortunately. That's the one piece of the kill we're missing. Found it. Discards another VV. That's actually kind of big for our opponent. I feel like one of the pinches in their deck is having enough creatures for Soul Cauldron to have something to eat from the graveyard. Props Eidetic Memory, because it seems like they're not playing that many real creatures. So that was our hope, is if they stop finding creatures, then Soul Cauldron can't put counters on things, which means they can't do the VV thing. But second VV means they got plenty of juice in the graveyard. Opponent gonna opt and grow the Otter. That is kind of a 6 energy, where like every spell you cast grows the VV, or in this case the Otter VV, and then every time you grow the VV, make more mana. So it kind of turns... It's an insane ability. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it turns all your cantrips free. All of your ops and sleight of hands and so forth are essentially free spells, right? I don't know why they exile the mountain. That doesn't actually do anything. You gotta exile a creature. Maybe, perhaps. There's a lot of text on Soul Cauldron. maybe did not read all the way to the end, which can't blame you for that. Found it. Going to opt. But yeah, this opt is essentially free, right? Because then they just make the mana back with the Otter that they grew by casting the opt. There's got to be some sort of like VV Storm deck or something. Maybe that's... I'm skeptical of VV in prowess a little bit. I'm still not sure that it's good there. But I think as a combo piece, VV is absolutely wild. Like, I think combo piece VV, that's legit plan. All right, opponent's going to sleight a hand, grow the Otter. It looks like they're running out of things to do, but no, they still have 7 mana at least. I mean, I guess they can just nibble us. Found it. Yup. New Otter makes a bunch of mana, plays an actual VV. I think we're actually literally dead right now, but our opponent doesn't realize it. But I think we're actually literally dead. We're dead to the Voldir and Thrillseeker mode, right? Like, these Otters have Thrillseeker's ability. Could our opponent not just pay their mana to throw these Otters at our face? I'm pretty sure. I have seen Voldir and Thrillseeker under Soul Cauldron before. Pretty sure that's how that works. I think our opponent just maybe not seeing it at the moment. Found it. Gonna make a wizard. I mean, it doesn't really matter. They're killing us in every possible way. But I think they could have killed us right now if they had done the Thrillseeker thing. Found it. Casting more spells, making some wizards. I mean, we are 1,000,000% dead. There's no way, like, the Cactuar just can't get through. And that's the downside of Cactuar, right? Like, as awesome as it is to have this one-shot kill threat that just, like, if you get in, you win the game, without some help, and in some cases, multiple pieces of help, yes, it turns into a 10,000 powered attacker, but that 10,000 power attacker can be blocked by a 0/1 wizard token or a 1/1 otter token, and, yep. Well, that was spicy. We got to see VV pop off. Well, Agatha Soul Cauldron, I know. We broke Agatha Soul Cauldron, but that was pretty sweet to see a VV do some things. Jumbo Cactuar time. Ooh, it's Malone again. Wait, is this... Oh no, is this a land destruction deck again? They could be playing a different deck, but I'm pretty sure MTG Malone was the person that got us with the land destruction earlier. Shadowy Backstreet. Oh god, it is. Okay, can we get a revenge? Cactuar revenge on land destruction. Found it. Plays a land. I mean, it's Mardu. That's the same colors as that land destruction deck, so it's probably the same deck. Our hand's actually pretty good, though. We got double ramp. We got the Enduring Courage for haste. Gonna sack this escape tunnel to get a forest. Yeah, we get a forest in hand. We get a mountain. That's fine. And get down the World Wagon. I will say, with how this deck's played out, if I was starting over right now, I'd probably play like 2 more basics. 4 might be a little... Ooh, opponent missed their land drop. That's actually huge for us. This escape tunnel, so good with the Cactuar, but so awkward at the moment because it means we can't full price. If we could full price the Overlord, it'd be so good because then we crew the vehicle, get in, double ramp. This is still good though. At this point, we might just leave this escape tunnel uncracked so we can... All right, Guardian Aguriper. I think we might just leave it uncracked. We only have one more basic, and we can get it with the World Wagon anyway. And then we can use Escape Tunnel to get in with a Hasty Cactuar. Yeah, we're going to leave it. All right, I'm going to get Raceway. That's fine. I mean, let's play us an Enduring Courage. And in theory, if we just... Well, we got to dodge our opponent going untap land destruction. That would slow us down. But barring that... We're at land away. Magmatic Calcite, okay. So we're no longer a land away. Gonna blow up the everywhere. Well, we're getting our last basic. That's how the reason to leave the basic in the deck is we know there's a bunch of Magmatic Calcites. All right. So no Cactuar yet. Commercial District's fine, though. Play the Commercial District. Yeah, I think we actually keep it. I'm a little worried that our opponent will blow up the Escape Tunnel. And if they blow up the Escape Tunnel, then we can't make the Cactuar unblockable. All right, there's Molten Dupe. Well, okay, this kind of works. Molten Duplication, we will Witch Doctor's Frenzy. And I think this means we win this turn, right? I think this means we win this turn. Charming Prince, wow, yeah. Oh my god. If we didn't have that removal spell, we would have gotten really blown out. I've kind of come around on Molten Duplication. There's been a couple of decks I played in recently, and it's actually been pretty good in like combo-y decks. Well, draw the Escape Tunnel. Here we go. Jumbo Cactuar. Gotta go full. Oh! Oh, God. All right. Did not register the full control fast enough. Okay. So, what happened there? If you have Enduring Courage, when you play a creature, it gives it haste and +2/+0, which is actually a downside with Cactuar. Because then you can't use Escape Tunnel because it only targets creatures power 2 or less. Same with Hazoret. So you have to go full control, activate the Escape Tunnel with a trigger on this deck. Thankfully, we have gone unpunished because our opponent can't kill the Cactuar. So I guess winning on the second turn is still pretty good. It's still 10,000 damage. But yes, keep that in mind if you try to Cactuar and you got Enduring Courage. You got to get it full control. And on Arena, you got to do it early because if you do it too late, wow, they get you. Sand looks fine. We got some ramp. We got haste. We got Hazoret for unblockable. We actually have the entire... I mean, we need a bunch of mana, but outside of not having a... Yeah, I think we mill that. It's so hard without knowing the matchup. Yeah, we're going to mill it, I think. We want to hit Real Lance. It's... If we knew our opponent was on a removal light deck, then I think Llanowar is worth keeping there, but it's so hard to... Without knowing what your opponent's up to. If you just play Llanowar Elf and they cut down it, it's such a blowout. How do we want to do this? Let's play the dual land. Get down a Hazoret. I mean, I guess we actually kind of... Oh, it's Knights. Spicy. I mean, I guess we actually kind of have the Cactuar 2 eventually in the form of Analyze the Pollen. We do need to get some mana values in the graveyard, but eventually that will let us tutor it up. The Archer with Sharp could also tutor it up. So I guess we really, once we get our mana set, we really can get everything we need. How scary are Knights? I mean, there's a bunch of sweet new Knights in Final Fantasy. And then you get some old Knights that are about to rotate from like Dominaria United or whatever. Fox Bodyguard. I'm going to go after our Hazoret. Well, we can, I guess I probably should have just crewed there as a blocker. So what we can do is, I think this is better than Fire Crystal. We can Thrill Seeker, back it up, kill the Fox Bodyguard. The other upside of this is it's getting mana values in our graveyard. This will get back to Hazoret. Now we can crew off the Hazoret, get land number 6, grab us a mountain. Right now we have 4 mana value in the graveyard. Yeah, let's just pass. So we need 1 more land, or to get to max speed, Cavern on Night. But we need 1 more mana. Ooh, Neon. Neon kind of scares me. The fact that it gives all of your Knights flying during your turn actually makes it very scary because it throws off the combat math a lot. Well, let's lumber in with this World Wagon, get land number 7. Hit ya. See if our opponent blocks. We actually would not mind it being in the graveyard. Wow, okay, opponent. Gonna double block. I mean, well, do we care about this? Let's Archdruid's Charm. I think we're going to kill the Lord anyway. We're still going to lose the Lumbering World Wagon. But we want the Archdruid's Charm in the graveyard. Because it's going to give us more mana value of evidence. We get to kill both. So now we don't got to worry about just getting 1 shot. Play the Llanowar. I think we need 2 more turns. Found it. Diana good. So we can analyze the pollen to get the Cactuar, but we really want haste. So I think we play haste first. I'm gonna get Raceway. Yeah, play the Raceway. Get down the Fire Crystal. We can increase our speed. Might as well. Get in with the Llanowar, make it unblockable. We're trying to wait until next turn to analyze the pollen because we don't want our opponent to know that we have the Cactuar. It's just so much better if it's by surprise. Because if we tutor up now and put it in hand, then our opponent knows they need to leave up a removal spell or whatever. So we're trying to take advantage of the fact that our opponent doesn't know that we're a Jumbo Cactuar deck. Found it. Oh, okay. That is actually game. Opponent. Invasion. Makes a bunch of knights. Gets in. Hits the invasion. Down to 1. Well, the bad news for our opponent is we are going to collect a wee bit of evidence here and tutor us up a Jumbo Cactuar and Fire Crystal paying off. Get the Cactuar and that phase, the perfect thumbnail phase. Haste it in. Hazoret, unblockable. Get in there. That's a lot of knights, but not enough to stop you from taking 10,000 and Jumbo Cactuar. Actually kind of sweet. So what do we learn this week about Jumbo Cactuar in Standard? And overall, we're a bit under 50% win rate with the deck, which honestly, I will say, it's early access, so the record isn't really all that relevant. But I will say we won with the deck more than I thought. I thought this might be like one of those against the odds where we win like 10% of the time, and it just like lose and lose and lose and lose, and then eventually get the cool kill with Cactuar. But it was better than that. We probably won, it's tough because the tracker doesn't work during early access day, but we probably won like, I would say 35% of the time, something like that, maybe 40% of the time, somewhere in that range. So not bad overall. We got a lot of kills with Jumbo Cactuar. I think overall, our plan worked pretty well. We do have a lot of pieces that we need to get on the battlefield. We need the haste, we need the unblockability, we need the ramp, but it actually came together pretty well. And Jumbo Cactuar itself is actually oddly powerful. There's not many creatures in all of Magic. They're just a guaranteed one-shot kill, and that's pretty much what Jumbo Cactuar is. We saw some games where opponent like tapped out to do something, and then all of a sudden it just hasty Jumbo Cactuar comes down. You don't have any blockers, and you just die out of nowhere. There isn't really another creature in Standard, and there's very few of them in Magic that actually do that. So I actually think that Jumbo Cactuar, I'm not saying it's a tier 1 card, and it's going to be the new hotness in Standard, but I think that Jumbo Cactuar is probably a little bit better than you think it is. I think in Commander, Jumbo Cactuar is probably actually very good, and even in Standard, yeah, 7 mana is a lot. Yeah, you got to put a lot of work into actually building around it, but if you can actually like jump through the hoops that Jumbo Cactuar requires, it is actually a pretty powerful win condition. I will shout out one card that I kind of wish I had added to the deck, which is Surrak and Goreclaw. So Surrak and Goreclaw, it's a 6-drop. I think it's a 6/5 maybe, but its ability is it gives your other creatures haste when they enter, and it gives them trample. So it's actually kind of a nice combo with Jumbo Cactuar. The downside is it's another thing that needs to sit out on the battlefield. And if you look at our plans for actually getting Jumbo Cactuar through, Hazoret Godseeker, indestructible, enduring courage. If you kill it, it comes back as an enchantment. So we kind of went for the most resilient plan because I just don't think it's that realistic to have that much stuff just sit out on the battlefield in this Standard. But I do think if I was starting over, I wouldn't play 4 Surrak and Goreclaw, but I probably put one of them in the deck, maybe 2 at the most, is like a tutor target for Analyze the Pollen or whatever. If we already have the Cactuar, we can get that and try to set up for the combo kill the next turn. But it does seem like another sweet addition to the deck. But anyway, that's Jumbo Cactuar. That's been our Against the Odds for this week. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed these 10,000 damage one-shot kills, and I'll be back next week for some more Against the Odds action. So until then, have an amazing week, and I will talk to you soon.